It turns out that this is a military experimental base on the US-Mexico border. In order to enhance the combat capabilities of soldiers, the US military secretly conducts biological and chemical weapons experiments in the base. The doctor believes that the biggest difference between insects and humans is, that is, they can't feel pain and they also have innate fighting talents. So he extracted a gene from ants. Once this gene is perfectly combined with human genes, not only can it enhance human combat effectiveness. This idea is quite good, but it is not easy to actually do it. The doctor injected the completed genetic medicine into the piglet's body. Due to the long-term lack of substantial progress, the female doctor went berserk on the spot. Before leaving, he left a harsh word. If there is no result within a week, Colonel, Old Hay and Doctor, please stop doing this. Lao Hay can only put pressure on Dr. If there is no breakthrough within the deadline, the doctor had no choice but to continue to experiment with piglets, and increased the dosage of the medicine. Every piglet showed rejection reaction. He immediately ordered the corpses to be taken out and thrown away. Will bring about a terrible disaster. The doctor, who was unwilling to give up, revealed another piglet and beat him. And a soldier also followed Lao Hei's instructions. Piggy carcasses dumped in a border dump. The piglet that was already dead mutated. They start looking for food in groups. Soon a fox wolf appeared in sight. The humiliated fox wolf was cut into pieces on the spot. It seems that I smell the smell of other prey in the sewer pipes again. So they got in one after another. Turns out there is an armed Mexican squad in the sewer pipes. A drug lord who just escaped from prison is being captured. It's a pity that the big drug lord has already got help from his accomplices. Escaped through a secret passage to a base in the United States. And they also planted bombs on the way. The team that followed triggered the trap without any surprise. But there are still a few lucky ones who survived. Greater danger is coming. Still haven't recovered from the explosion. They were attacked by zombie pigs again. Even the armed squads who have experienced hundreds of battles would never think of it. The little piglet is so bloodthirsty and cruel, although in the end with strong firepower, successfully solved the immediate trouble. But at the same time, everyone was bitten by the zombie pig. Now we can finally make a deal. But the mutated piglets turned out to be familiar with the same kind. Obviously the potion still needs some improvement. The doctor is even more worried about the discarded piglets. He immediately took the soldiers to the garbage dump. Only then did I realize that the corpses of the piglets were gone. Only an unrecognizable body of the fox wolf was left. But just as the two of them were looking around, a lone zombie pig suddenly appeared behind him. The female soldier planned to catch him with bare hands, but the doctor told her to put on gloves, because he has seen the power of zombie pigs. The two men were slowly approaching while wearing gloves. In the end, with tacit cooperation. I didn't expect that when I brought the zombie pig back to the base, but an accident happened that shouldn't have happened. An old soldier looking at the zombie pig in the cage is very cute, so I ignored the warning of the female soldier and reached out to move. The whole middle finger was bitten off, but things didn't end there. The soldier showed mutated symptoms. Hurry up and ask someone to send the soldiers to the laboratory. He knew the soldier had contracted the virus. Just use him for the next human experiments. And in the sewer pipe on the other side, the armed team bitten by the zombie pig. They actually dug a hole and got out from inside. The already battle-hardened arm squad has become even more powerful. Both the sense of smell and vision have been greatly improved, still retaining a trace of previous memories. Didn't even forget their mission. We also need to capture the drug lord who escaped from prison. His powerful power is even more terrifying. Even the solid US-Mexico border wall can be easily opened. A group of zombie commandos successfully arrived in the United States, and began to search for traces of drug lords everywhere. The female zombie grabbed him directly. Put it in your mouth like eating spicy strips. The boss Song Yao looked bored at his son Luca. He has no peers to play with, so I bought him a drone to pass the time. Luca was very happy to receive the gift. I immediately sat on the wall of the base and started playing. But as he was playing around, he discovered that the drone had lost its signal. I can't see where the drone flew in the sky. At this time, Luca has forgotten his father's warning not to step out of the base. I decisively followed the flight path and found it. Soon he received the signal from the drone. I also saw zombie commandos in the camera lens. Luca, who didn't know why, didn't notice the danger. So I continued to look for drones. But when he was standing on a big rock and looking around, a stone suddenly slipped from the hillside. Then a man appeared halfway up the mountain. When Luca saw the collision, he quickly waved and said hello. But the other party made a strange roar, and quickly rushed down from above. Obviously he is an infected stowaway. Luca realized something was wrong and ran away in a hurry. But zombies are as fast as lightning. It turned out that it was the steward fat uncle who discovered that Luca was not at the base. But the fat uncle who was anxious to comfort Luca didn't know. The shot just now didn't hit the zombies' vitals. Soon the zombies rushed towards the two of them again. The unsuspecting fat uncle was bitten on the neck, but until the bullet in the gun collapsed. Anxious Luca rushed over carrying a stone, hit the zombie on the back hard, in order to prevent Luca from being harmed. Crazy stabbing zombies in the head. Only then will the opponent be completely killed. He held back the last bit of consciousness. Uncle Fatty developed mutated symptoms. At this moment, Song Biao is also anxiously looking for his son. I happened to meet him on the way and turned back. Lu Ka immediately took Song Biao and rushed back. Song Biao thought it was his enemies who came to visit him. Lu Ka also wants to say goodbye to the fat uncle he spends all day with. Unexpectedly, Uncle Fat suddenly mutated at this moment. He grabbed Luca's calf and kicked it in the air. Song Biao saw this and shot decisively. Song Biao thought he was an undercover agent sent by the enemy, only to find out that things are not that simple. Song Biao could only take Luca and leave the scene first, but he didn't know that the zombies were not dead. Beside his struck heart, and another blackened heart, and in the experimental base on the other side, the doctor is still conducting research on infected soldiers, and has made good progress. Can't wait to show off my research results. Man puts baseball in hands of zombie soldier. Let him show off crushing a baseball with his bare hands. The doctor will use a defibrillator to give him electric shock therapy. Zombie soldiers become very angry. Not only did he crush the baseball in his hand, and broke free from the hospital bed, the female soldier on the side had no choice but to pull the trigger. A precise shot directly hit the zombie soldier's vitals. But when the doctor saw the corpse on the ground, he was very sad, because it is a rare experimental body. This means that all his research was also wasted. If we just do experiments on piglets, there will never be a breakthrough. Therefore, the doctor also needs a living human body. Thinking that $1 only gives you 1 week, so he ordered the soldiers to go to the US-Mexico border to catch some illegal immigrants. These illegal immigrants have no status in the United States. Even if I go missing, no one will care. When can it be used for experiments? However, Lao He at this time did not know, because they randomly discarded virus piglets. It has caused a zombie crisis to break out outside. If it weren't for the fact that there were fewer people at the border, especially this zombie commando, more intelligent and powerful than ordinary zombies. The 2 leading zombies used to be a couple. Even though we have turned into zombies, we still don't forget to show our affection. It's just that the way of showing affection is a bit unbearable. That is to complete the unfinished tasks before. Catch the big loser who escaped from prison. At this time, the soldiers also followed Lao Hei's instructions. Taking advantage of the darkness, we began to search for stowaways at the border. But alert stowaways also discovered them. The soldiers immediately drove up and gave chase. Unexpectedly, I bumped into a zombie as soon as I started. The female soldier who didn't know why she thought he was a stowaway. Check if the other person is still alive. Unexpectedly, another zombie appeared. Soldiers fired subconsciously, but he was knocked down on the spot by the zombies who fell to the ground. Another soldier got out of the car to rescue him. The female soldier saw that both teammates had been killed. He could only escape hastily in a jeep. The doctor is performing an autopsy on the corpse of a zombie soldier. He was surprised to find that there were 2 hearts. No wonder the vitality is so tenacious, because this research was enough for him to win the Nobel Prize. The female soldier who quickly saved her life returned to the laboratory. Tell them everything that happened to them. He was so convinced that those who attacked them were zombies. Both the doctor and Lao He were very nervous, because this means that the virus they studied has been leaked, in order to prevent greater disasters from happening. Lao He decided to seal off the infected area, but the doctor's research on zombies has reached a point of madness. There is only 1 step left to succeed now, so he asked Lao He to leave a few zombies for himself for research, although Lao He is worried about the spread of the virus. But it also supports the research of PhD. Without further ado, they immediately arranged for the female soldiers to. So Lao He immediately decided to search the nearby area. 2 of the drug lord Zhang Dao's men were patrolling, but suddenly I saw a figure moving away from a high place. He is the fat uncle who turned into a zombie. He had also attacked Song Biao and his son before. The 2 decided to capture fat uncle alive. But one of the companions was accidentally thrown to the ground and bitten severely. Seeing the zombies rushing towards me again, he took the opportunity to step forward and tie him tightly with a rope, then put it in the pickup truck and prepare to take it back to base. That group of zombie special forces appeared on the hillside. At this time, the bitten companion also mutated. I didn't expect zombies to communicate with each other. The leader of the special forces successfully obtained the location of the drug lord Zombio. At this time, another boy has returned to the base with the zombie fat uncle. Song Biao tried to communicate with him. Angry Song Biao pressed his fist into his head. But then Luca stood up to stop him. Because the fat uncle used to be so amiable. He doesn't want to see Fat Uncle being tortured. Song Biao had no choice but to let Uncle Fat off for the time being. Tie him to the iron frame in the backyard, in order to help Uncle Fat find his former self. But it turned out to have no effect. The two of them used to play hide and seek like this. He tried to use this method to awaken Fat Uncle's previous memories. The Fat Uncle picked up the walkie-talkie on the ground. It seems like some memories have really been restored. But the next second he became violent. And break free from the chains around your neck, preparing for an attack on Ruka. Fortunately, as the son of a drug lord, I've been familiar with various firearms since I was a child. Shot and killed the Fat Uncle when he rushed towards him. Upon hearing the gunfire, Meng Biao immediately rushed out with his men. But then the roar of a helicopter suddenly came from the sky. It turned out to be the police detective who arrested Song Biao and sent him to jail. Came here with a former partner of Song Biao. Apparently he had betrayed Song Biao in order to reduce his sentence. However, the helicopter was just about to enter the base. Was attacked by a zombie special forces force. Song Biao and others were just preparing to fight. A large army of zombie special forces also appeared on the opposite hillside. They are waiting crazily towards the sky at a 45-degree angle. The people in the base had not yet recovered from the crashed helicopter. Heard the terrible roar again, following the order from the male leader. All the zombies are heading towards the base. Just kill the mourners and all the living people in the base. At this time, the zombies are organized and disciplined under the leadership of the male leader. Like a well-trained zombie army. Start looking for their own attack targets. Song Biao immediately organized his men to prepare for the attack. Soon the two sides started a head-on confrontation. Can face violent and bloodthirsty zombies. This group of murderous gangsters is also difficult to resist. Because I don't know the weaknesses of zombies. The established defense line was instantly broken through by zombies. A zombie even broke into the house. Everyone is strong and quickly finds a place to hide. Entered the bedroom easily. Seeing that the zombies have no intention of leaving, Song Biao had no choice but to take out his pistol. But 2 shots are like scraping. Instead, he was caught and pinned against the wall. Song Biao took the opportunity to shoot again. Freed from zombies. Shoot at the zombies several times. But it also attracted other zombies. But soon the zombies caught up with him and found him in a strange posture. Luca immediately shot. I didn't expect that all the bullets in the gun were used up. Zombies are still alive and well. Fortunately, the nanny showed up in time. Completed the final touch against the zombies. Only hitting them in the heart can kill them completely. The zombie darts who escaped from the zombies also found 2 people. The roar of zombies came from outside again. The 3 decided to hide in the room and wait and see what happened. Then look for an opportunity to go to the underground escape passage. But it's miserable for the boys outside. The police detective and prisoner who crashed finally managed to save their lives. Also encountered zombie attacks. Fortunately, there are not many of them. The 2 quickly resolved the crisis. Then they quietly sneaked into the house. Start searching separately for Song Biao's whereabouts. The prisoner took the lead in breaking into the room where Song Biao was hiding. The 2 became tense as soon as they met, but the son immediately rushed forward and hugged the prisoner. It turned out that when Song Biao cooperated with the prisoners, Luca and he have already established a deep relationship. Sang Biao Jinzhuang had no choice but to put down his weapon. But the next second the police detective also found this place. Followed closely by a zombie. But now everyone knows it. The zombies outside are the biggest trouble. So they can only put aside their grudges temporarily. Another force also joined the battlefield. The entire base instantly became quiet. Even the zombie leader is afraid of the army's powerful firepower. But he appeared in front of them without knowing whether he was alive or dead. The zombie leader is even more scared. And Lao He also started to use the loudspeaker to issue warnings. Tell those inside to put down their weapons and surrender immediately. The smart zombie leader doesn't want to conflict with them. He first held the smoke bomb in his hand. Then he picked up a rifle and threw it outside the house. In the horrified eyes of everyone, all zombie commandos raised their hands. This scene was witnessed by the morning guard and others in the room. All zombie commandos immediately opened smoke bombs. The scene was instantly filled with smoke. The soldiers shot decisively. However, the doctor stepped forward to stop him, because he needs living zombies for experiments. But soon these zombies disappeared. At this time, Song Biao and his party also arrived at the entrance of the underground passage. But Song Biao, who was walking at the end, was accidentally bitten by a zombie. But he didn't choose to tell the matter. Instead, he continued to flee to Mexico with everyone. There is also an extremely ferocious zombie piglet in the passage. And the zombie that attacked Song Biao was eventually captured alive by the army. The doctor will continue to conduct the next experiment. As for those zombie special forces who escaped, he will not stop looking for Song Biao. Looks like the battle between drug lords and zombies continues.